for the 15th day of January 2009. Senior defense establishment officials believe that Israel should strive to reach an immediate ceasefire with Hamas and not to expend its offensive against the Palestinian Islamist group in Gaza. During meetings of the Israel Defense Forces, General Staff, and of the heads of states, other security branches, officials have said that Israel achieved several days ago all that it possibly could in Gaza. The officials expressed reservations about launching the third phase of Operation Cast Lead, preferring for it to remain a threat at this stage. They added that it is better to cease the offensive now, just several days before the inauguration of the new U.S. President Barack Obama. Israel has proven, the officials said, that it is no longer deterred from either launching such an operation, from a confrontation with Hamas, from deploying ground forces, or from using its reservists. Some of the officials said that Israel can withdraw from Gaza even before Egypt deals with the issue of arms smuggling into Gaza from underground tunnels, as long as Israel threatens to respond swiftly and harshly to any Hamas truce violations. In contrast to similar discussions from last week, there is a significant decrease in support among top defense brass for an expansion of the operation. However, outgoing Prime Minister Ohad Omer is so determined to keep the war going that he is refusing to convene his usual political security cabinet meeting to prevent any discussion of ending the war. The cabinet is the ultimate decider on the questions of halting the Israeli attacks, but Omer's role in setting the schedule for the cabinet meetings allows him to delay any potential meeting more or less indefinitely. If Omer wants to continue the war for the rest of his administration, which it seems he does, there seems to be little recourse for the rest of the cabinet to stop him. And on the economy today, the world economy has taken a sharp turn for the worse, with early estimates showing global output fell more than 4% in the last 3 months of last year, with further decline expected over the next 6 months. The OECD warned yesterday of a deep slowdown in all major industrial economies and most of the emerging economies, including China. The U.S. bank J.P. Morgan estimates that economic growth in the industrialized world fell at an annual rate of 5.2% in the December quarter, while emerging countries contracted by 2.3%. Officials' figures will be released over the next 6 weeks, but J.P. Morgan estimates the global downturn at 4.6%. Monthly surveys of manufacturing production conducted in all major economies indicate that world industrial production slumped 19% in the December quarter. World steel output tumbled 17% between September and November. The OECD warned yesterday that the 7 biggest industrial economies and the major emerging economies were all facing a deep slowdown based on its leading index. And in Europe today, large parts of Europe remain without heating fuel after a deal between Russia and Ukraine to restore shipments of Russian natural gas to the continent unraveled for the second time in 2 days. With their countries shrouded in snow, hundreds of thousands of people in southeastern Europe living without heat for 6 days, and factories shutting down in several countries, European officials again implored the 2 countries to resolve the disagreement that is ostensibly overpricing and terms of transit. Under a deal brokered Monday, Russia had agreed to resume supplies if European monitors were stationed at points along the pipeline inside Ukraine to address Moscow's concern that gas would be siphoned from export pipelines. On Tuesday, rather than repressuring the entire transit system in Ukraine, the Russian natural gas monopoly Gazprom ordered a single shipment of gas to move from Russia to Romania along a pipeline that Ukraine was using to supply Odessa and other cities. Ukrainian officials said they could not comply, as doing so would leave their own people without heat. Russia again halted all shipments. With the shutoff, Ukraine, Russia, and Europe seem to return to the same negotiating dead end they have been since last week. And from the subcontinent today, India plans to break off business, transport, and tourist links with Pakistan and isolate it from the rest of the world if it fails to help to investigate the Mumbai terrorist attacks, the country's home minister told The Times today. Speaking in an interview that will raise the temperature further between the 2 countries, Palaniappan Chidambaram accused Pakistan of doing nothing to assist India to assist India in bringing to justice the perpetrators of the attacks on the country's financial capital, which killed 165 people between November 26th and November 29th. The minister gave an indication of action that would be taken if Pakistan continued to refuse to investigate the attacks, blamed by India on Islamic militants, with links to the Pakistani Inter-Services Intelligence Agency. Well, these are the highlights of today's news, which you can read in full at whatdoesitmean.com. With God, all things are possible. And I'm Jonathan Chenzo, signing off until tomorrow when we bring you another edition of the Sisters of Sor Shafal Global News Summary.